Hello there, everyone. My name is CM Freeze, and it is currently Thursday, January 30th at 5 p.m. The Tomb came out Tuesday at 9 a.m. So it has been about 60 hours or 2.5 days, a little less than 60 hours, since The Tomb officially came out. When I made my review videos on Terminus Island, Liberty Falls, and Citadel, I waited at least over a week before I made my review on all the maps. On Terminus Island and Liberty Falls, I waited 2 weeks for that. Why do I do this? Because I want to experience the full map. Most YouTubers, especially zombies YouTubers, or just content creators in general, when something new comes out, they drop a review almost right away. And that's just not what I want to do. I want to at least wait over a week, or depending on how big the game is, maybe it's a massive game, and you have to wait even longer than a week. I want to play a game and fully experience. I want to experience everything that it has to offer. And with Citadel, Liberty Falls, Terminus Island, I wanted to experience everything. I played the map many times. I played the Easter egg multiple times. I high-rounded the map. I tried to do all the side Easter eggs. I watched videos on the map, did deep dives on the lore. I wanted to experience everything the map had to offer and then sit on it. I wanted to sit on all this information so I can give a completely honest review, because things change, you know? You might initially really love a map, and then the more and more you play it, the more and more flaws you see with the map, or vice versa. You might think a map is bad, but then the more and more you play it, the more and more you come to love the map. Like I said, I'm recording this video 2.5 days. 2.5 days. So you might be thinking to yourself, Cameron, you're completely contradicting yourself right now. Why are you making your Tomb review 2.5 days after the map came out? And I'm pretty sure this is going to come out either Friday or Saturday. I'm hoping Friday, it might be Saturday, but I'm recording this on Thursday. And that's because with only playing the Tomb for 2.5 days, I've played the game maybe about 10 times now. I've done the Easter egg twice, and I've gone into the high 40s. I haven't seriously attempted to high round the map, but I have gotten to the 40s in a game. I currently feel like I've experienced all that there is that the Tomb has to offer. In 2.5 days, I feel like I've already experienced the whole entire map. I don't think there is anything else I need to do. I really don't. I think I can give an honest review right now of the Tomb, and it's that the Tomb is a filler map. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when I think of filler, I go to TV shows, right? Filler is a term used in TV shows when there are filler episodes. And essentially what a filler episode is that it's an episode that is not related to the main plot. So say you're watching a show and there's a main overlying plot that's going on, and every single episode is towards that plot. Something happens towards that plot. But then they'll just have a random episode that has nothing to do with the plot at all, and it's just our characters going on a wacky quest. Or maybe it's just a side character having his own episode doing his own thing. While the episode might still be nice, most of the time, fans are invested in a show for the main plot. They want to watch the show and they want to watch the next episode to see where it will lead towards the end, towards the main goal that the show or piece of media is trying to reach. The Tomb did not need to exist at all. It is a filler map. And that's absolutely crazy for me to say because we got the Sentinel artifact in the map. We got the Sentinel artifact. Now, I'm just talking about the story right now, right? But I think I could also talk about this in terms of gameplay. The Tomb is by far the smallest map and by far has the least amount to offer out of every single map, which is absolutely crazy considering Liberty Falls. The formula that Call of Duty has done for basically its entire inception has been at launch, there is a big map or the main map, and then there's just kind of a side map that doesn't really matter, maybe portrays the story in some way, but it's kind of a just smaller casual map. You look at Black Ops 1, and there was Kino der Toten, and then there was 5. That's probably the worst example of it, because 5 and Kino are pretty similar in size, but Kino der Toten was the main map towards the story, and then 5 was just kind of this fun map that, even though it wasn't really casual, it kind of was. Black Ops 1 was weird. Black Ops 2 is where it really starts. Black Ops 2, you obviously have transit, but then you just have Nuketown to go along with it, plus town as well, and farm and bus depot. So you had the big map of transit, and then you had a bunch of small casual maps to go along with it. So you had the main map for the hardcore fans that progressed the story, and then you just had a filler map, a casual map to go along with it, just to kill some zombies. In Black Ops 3, the best example of this, with Shadows of Evil and the Giant. You had a big badass map that progressed the story and started the new story of Black Ops 3 and continued off Origins. And then you had the Giant, which again still did continue off the story, but literally the entire story was the intro cutscene. That was it. The intro cutscene was the entire story, and then you just casually played the map for fun. Then obviously there was Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 again was weird because it had 3 maps at launch, but then I would say Classified was just the fun map of that game, where the only story that happened was when you beat the end cutscene, which is reach round 150. So not a lot of story at all, and it's kind of just casual gameplay fun. And then again, with this game, we had Terminus Island, which was a massive map that progressed the story. And then you had Liberty Falls, which still portrayed to the story a little bit, but it was literally only in the intro cutscene and the end cutscene. That's it. The map itself, you just kind of progress through the map. There was a fun little Easter egg that you complete in under 30 minutes if you wanted to. It's just a fun, casual map for killing zombies. The Tomb feels like one of these maps. The Tomb feels like the Giant. The Tomb feels like Classified. The Tomb feels like 5. And that's an issue because this isn't the casual map to go alongside the launch map. This is DLC 2. And I know I've been talking about the story a lot, but also in terms of the map, like I said, the map itself is small as hell. This map might honestly be smaller than Liberty Falls. I'm not even kidding when I say that. This map might be smaller than Liberty Falls. In fact, when I'm done with this recording here, I'm going to do a testing. I'm going to put it in right now. When I'm done with this video, I'm going to do a testing to see which map is bigger, the Tomb or Liberty Falls, because I might honestly believe it could be Liberty Falls. It's pretty close. Both the maps are about the same exact size. And that's not necessarily an issue that the Tomb is the same exact size as Liberty Falls. Alright, so it's pretty hard to actually determine exactly how big a map is, so here's what I've come up with. I have a timer in the top left, and I am currently on the Tomb. What I'm going to do is pull out my knife and have stamina up for both Liberty Falls and the Tomb to make it my speed as consistent as possible with stamina up and my knife. I'm just going to basically run around the edge of the entire map and see where we're at. I'm first just going to run in a circle, not going into the Dark Aether. So I will pause it once I reach here, but I'm going to be just essentially running in a circle. All right, there we go. 1 minute and 8 seconds for me to run across the entire outside area of the Tomb. And now I'm going to go inside the Dark Aether and also run around in there for the entirety of the Dark Aether because it is a part of the map. There we go. It took me an additional 33 seconds to run across the entire edge of the Dark Aether. Yeah, there's also some middle area here too. So if you want to add some standard deviation, let's round it up. And it takes you about 1 minute and 50 seconds to traverse the entire area of the Tomb. So Liberty Falls has the rooftops as well with the zip lines. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the entirety of Liberty Falls, pause it, and then ride the zip lines as well to get to the couple of rooftop areas that it has to add a couple of extra seconds. But here I am in spawn. I have just a knife and stamina up. I'm going to go around the entirety of the map, and we will see if Liberty Falls is shorter than 1 minute and 50 or longer than 1 minute and 50. So it took me 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go all around Liberty Falls. Now, just playing Liberty Falls and doing this right after I did the tomb, I can 100% confirm that Liberty Falls is bigger than the tomb because Liberty Falls is much more open. Look at all this open space that Liberty Falls has compared to the tomb. The tomb, like I said, is the spawn area, the Dark Aether, and then the waterfall area are the only three open areas, and then it's just a long hallway to the right, to the left. Liberty Falls is much more open, so Liberty Falls is definitely a lot bigger. And now we'll just see how long adding the zip line is as well. See, there's the rooftops as well that you have to go for, like add like kind of like 5 seconds for that. I mean, then there's this rooftop, you know, this area here, and then what? Do we want to say another 10 seconds for everything else I missed? So with that in mind, I would say that Liberty Falls is about 240. That's what I would say. So that's the research I've done, is that Liberty Falls is bigger than the tomb by about 33%. If the tomb took me 1:50, and this map took me about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, that means that Liberty Falls, doing the math in my head, is about 33% bigger than the tomb. The tomb is literally smaller than the survival map that is paired with the launch of the game. That is incredible. The tomb is that small. I feel like I'm kind of rambling on here. So let me just get straight to my review here and just go over the tomb and explain why I personally think the tomb is a filler map. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to blow your mind because I was thinking about it. I completely changed how Treyarch should have done it. I'm going to tell you what Treyarch should have done and how they completely messed up with the tomb as DLC 2. First, I'm actually going to talk about what I like about the tomb. The map itself looks stunning. It actually might be my favorite map visually so far. The map itself looks stunning. The Dark Aether looks amazing. I really like the room right before the Dark Aether with the waterfall and the sounds it make. That's just a very visually and audio appealing room as well to be in. So the map itself looks great. Might be the best map visually so far. The boss spam on this map also doesn't feel terrible. It's at least not as bad as any of the maps we've gotten so far. It's definitely nowhere near Terminus and Liberty Falls. And I think it's a little bit better than Citadel des Morts as well. When high rounding, like I said, I haven't gotten past round 50 yet. But at least up until round 50, the boss spam does not feel terrible. It definitely feels toned down compared to other maps, which I definitely will give the map credit for. I'm honestly trying to think right now. I've been sitting here for 10 minutes. Is there anything else I can say I like about the map besides that it's visually appealing and it does a good job of handling how many boss zombies it throws at you? If I think of another positive, I will say it. If I think of another positive, I will say it. But I can think of so many negatives about the map. I can think of so many negatives. Some of them are smaller than others, but I'm just going to start listing off every single negative that I have written down here about the map to explain why it's just bad. For starters, there's only 6 doors. And to make up for how small the map is, to make you feel like the map is much bigger than it is, each door costs about 2,500, which is absolutely crazy to think about. How I'm spending 15k on only 6 doors. That's absolutely ridiculous to think about. There's only 6 doors. This map is incredibly small. It's really small. It's literally just, you have the spawn area, and then you can open a door on either the left or the right. Say you open up the door on the left, you'll go straight for a little bit. You'll open up another door. You'll go straight for a little bit. You'll open up the third door. You'll then get to the end area of the tomb where you can activate the amulet to open yourself up to the Dark Aether. And then if you go on the right side, it's the same thing. You open up the door on the right. You go straight, there's a door. You go straight, there's a door. Yeah, there's a couple of perks along the way, mystery box, yada yada. But it's literally a circle. It's more like an oval, actually. It's literally an oval. And then there's the 4 teleporters that will take you to the Dark Aether, which is its kind of own central area. The map itself, honestly, feels like a much, 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 much smaller Revelations, Where if you think about it, Revelations had the spawn area, and then you could either go right and left, but in at least Revelations, it twisted and weaved. When you went left, you would hit Origins, and then you hit Mob of the Dead, and you could go up and down. You can go left and right. You know, like you were playing Origins, you were playing Mob of the Dead, and then you can jump to another island, and then you were playing Barucht, and then you could jump to another island, and then you were on Kino and DE and Shangri-La. So it's like a circle, but a much bigger circle. And then each island you went to had the 4 teleporters that took you to the main central area, which in this place was the Apothecon, or first it was Nocturne Totem, and then there was also the Apothecon's mouth that you can go inside of. This map lays out exactly like Revelations. And I don't know how big of an issue this is, right? Because to me personally, this might be honestly one of my least favorite things about the map. I'm not even kidding. This bothers me so much. This really bothers me. That you don't just teleport when you walk next to the portals. In Revelations, you just walk in the portal and it instantly teleports you. Why do I gotta hold down X? And then, why is there a cooldown? Like I said, I've played about 10 games so far. On multiple occasions, I've went to a teleporter and I couldn't activate it because it was a cooldown. On multiple occasions, that's happened to me, that there was a cooldown in the teleporter I was trying to go through. And on multiple occasions, it screwed me, because I got zombies behind me, I go to a teleporter thinking I can teleport, and then no, I'm stuck, so I have to pop a Dark Aether or something to get me out of the situation, because I think I can just teleport. Oh, no you can't, teleporter's on cooldown. Why is it that in Black Ops 3, a game that came out 10 years ago, you could just walk through the teleporter and it teleports you? Why in this game do I have to hold X each time I go in and out of the Dark Aether? Is it because it's not loaded yet? Like, I don't understand how it works. I'm not a video game developer. But why is that a mechanic? Why can't I just walk through it? Why can't I just walk through it? And why is there a cooldown? What, is Treyarch thinking it's going to be too easy that you can just keep on jumping in and out of teleporters and they don't want you to do that? And maybe that's what it is, but so Treyarch is going to just make the map intentionally harder and thus make the map less fun because of it, because they don't want people exploiting jumping in and out of teleporters? That doesn't really make sense to me. Whatever, though, right? But I think that is so stupid that you have to hold X on the teleporters and that there is a cooldown on them. Like I said, it's already happened to me many times. I've ran to a teleporter. Nope, can't activate it. There's a cooldown. Another L on the map, the Samantha trials, I feel like they added one. I've seen one unique Samantha trial, and it is getting kills with the arrow trap. Speaking of traps, I think the arrow trap is the only trap on the map. Yes, there's the lanterns as well, but that's not a trap. So it's like, let's think about everything that this map's added, right? Before the tomb came out, it was released with one perk. One, Death Perception. Nobody gives a fuck about Death Perception. Go find me the man that wanted Death Perception. Why wasn't Tombstone on this map? The Tombstone, or better yet, why wasn't there an original perk? Crazy thought, Treyarch. Crazy thought. When's the last time we've got an original perk? I'm being so fucking serious. I guess we got Melee Macchiato. My bad. We got Melee Macchiato. And then in Cold War, we got Elemental Pops. But what? So Treyarch is only able to make one new perk, one original perk a game, and then they're just going to bring back a bunch of old perks that isn't double tap, the perk that the community's been asking for fucking ages now. Nope, we don't want to bring back double tap. But guess what? You guys want Death Perception, right? Nobody's buying that shit. I've yet to buy Death Perception. The only time I've gotten it is when I did the boss fight and popped Perkaholic. That's the only time I've gotten Death Perception. Shit is ass. Absolutely useless. And guess what? No new ammo mod. No new field upgrade. So the only new thing that came with this map was the PPSH, which isn't new. They're just bringing back a gun. They just put it in the Battle Pass. So I can't even say that because all the other new guns were put in the Battle Pass too. So scratch this, actually. There isn't anything new. There's nothing new. They're only bringing back things. They brought back Death Perception. They brought back the Ice Staff. Awesome. They brought back, like I said, the PPSH. They brought back the Mimic. But don't worry, guys. It's the Shock Mimic that when it grabs you, it disrupts your HUD. There is nothing new about this map at all. I guess the map itself is new, but it's so damn small that what? Treyarch took 2 weeks making the damn map? It's a damn circle. It's a fucking circle with a dark aether area in the middle of it. I'm telling you, this is a filler map. It's a bunch of bullshit. They've just added a bunch of things that nobody asked for. This map's just so unimpressive. This map really, really, really is unimpressive. I can't name a single reason to play this map because Liberty Falls just does everything the Tomb does, but 20 times better. The only thing that this map has, the Ice Staff is good. I'll give it that. The Ice Staff is... the upgraded Ice Staff. Base Ice Staff's ass. Upgraded Ice Staff is pretty good. So if I want to use the Ice Staff, I'll play this map. But then why don't I just go play Origins on Black Ops 3? Which is 1,000 times better than this. But if I want to play on Black Ops 6, the Ice Staff is the only reason I am playing this map. There is nothing for me to play the map for. Yes, like I said, it looks visually stunning. I'm sure I'm going to get bored of that pretty soon. When I saw the Tomb was coming out, Treyarch was saying, oh my god, we're going to have to go so deep to undercover the Sentinel artifact. 3 fucking doors. So deep. 3 fucking doors. Maybe 10 steps between each door. What, 30 steps? 30 steps. Treyarch literally said word for word, who knows how far we're going to have to go to undercover the Sentinel artifact. We're going to have to dig so deep down into this excavation site. 30 fucking steps. 3 doors. And boom, you're there at the Sentinel artifact. Now let's get on to the story. Because like I said, the map itself is very uninspiring. It feels like a much, much, much smaller Revelations and a worse Revelations. A smaller and worse Revelation in terms of the map layout itself. So the map itself is very uninspiring. It adds basically nothing new at all. I have no clue why I'm going to play this map. I really don't. Like, Liberty Falls just does this map a lot better. Like I said, this is a filler map. This is a small map. This honestly feels like the filler map to Citadel des Morts. I know in the blog post, Treyarch said this map is going to be like Liberty Falls, which is fucking stupid that they're releasing all this information in the blog post to begin with, but that's a whole other thing for another that's another discussion for another day. The blog posts. But they said this map was going to be like Liberty Falls. I honestly think Liberty Falls is bigger and a better experience. I honestly do. I think Liberty Falls is a bigger map that has much more to offer. And Liberty Falls was the fucking survival map that was supposed to come out alongside of Terminus Island. Let's get on to the story and the Easter egg. For starters, when you load into this map solo, you are greeted with not an intro cutscene. No intro cutscene. I couldn't tell you the last time there was no intro cutscene for a map. I honestly couldn't. Probably Vanguard zombies, right? But I didn't... Did Vanguard zombies have intro cutscenes? I don't know. I played each map fucking one time because it was shit. But no intro cutscene. You know what? Okay, right? That's a red flag. We can let it slide, though. The Easter egg itself is... Let me tell you the Easter egg right now. Get the Ice Staff. Upgrade the Ice Staff. Do the 4 challenges. Boss fight. And the 4 challenges are kill Vermin, kill Amalgam, and then kill Doppelgast while there's lasers coming at you. At least the Parasite challenge is somewhat unique. You have to kill the Parasite and then collect its essence. But... and then the boss fight. And you know what? The boss fight itself, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I really don't. A part of me really likes the boss fight because it's something new and unique. But then a part of me also really doesn't like the boss fight because it feels to me like Treyarch said, you know what, we're tired of people cheesing our boss fights. So we're going to make a boss fight that you can't cheese and that is just incredibly stupid. So massive props that it's unique because just getting to the end of the map and it just being a big boss that you just have to deal a bunch of damage to can get kind of boring. And they already did that twice with Citadel and Terminus Island. So I like that they did something unique. How they executed it, though, a little bit iffy. A little bit iffy. We'll come back on that later. And then you beat the boss, the Sentinel artifact. The ending cutscene after getting the Sentinel artifact, and I want to go back a little bit, right? You had Terminus Island, where in Terminus they revealed the Sentinel artifact, and the community was like, holy crap, the Sentinel artifact, that's a big deal. That's in Black Ops 4. We then thought we were going to get the Sentinel artifact at Citadel des Morts. We didn't. We got the amulet, which then let us get the Sentinel artifact. And at the end of Citadel des Morts, there was a big cutscene where Kraft, we found out was Richtofen's father, died and gave us the amulet and said, hey, now let's go get the Sentinel artifact. Also, you cannot let Richtofen get the Sentinel artifact no matter what. And the Sentinel artifact is a big thing, right? Big deal. It was made a big deal at the end of Terminus. It was made a big deal at the end of Citadel. So getting the Sentinel artifact has been a big deal, okay? It's been a big deal for the last couple of months. You wonder what happens when we get the Sentinel artifact? Beat the boss. All 4 of our characters walk up to the Sentinel artifact. Weaver grabs the Sentinel artifact. All 4 of our characters walk out of the tomb. They don't say a single fucking word. And then it just randomly cuts to Samantha Maxis, who just tells us, hey guys, so I know what we have to do with the Sentinel artifact. Take it back to Liberty Falls, and we'll add some prima materia to it. And that's it. Might be hands down the worst outro cutscene I've ever seen. I have to think about it. It might be the worst. Black Ops 4 had the PowerPoint cutscenes. At least they talked. At least interesting things happen. Damn, we picked up the Sentinel artifact, and Maxis said, "Yeah, return to Liberty Falls." Are you fucking are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, I'm assuming this has to go on with the actor strikes, right? I'm assuming that's why no one talked. If that's just how Treyarch rated up, fire whoever made that fucking outro scene. If that's how it was planned and how Treyarch wanted it to do. I honestly really think it has to do with the voice acting. I think something went along there. It's the only explanation I have for why they didn't have an intro cutscene and why no one said a fucking word. But again, this story, filler. I said at the beginning of the video how I think Treyarch should have done this, and I was thinking about this today. Treyarch needs to hire me as a fucking writer, because I think this is genius, okay? Here's how the story should have gone. You start off with Terminus Island as your main map. Keep Terminus Island the same. You need to go find the Sentinel artifact. The survival map to Terminus Island is the tomb. After you find out you need to go get the Sentinel artifact, you then go get the Sentinel artifact in the tomb, and the tomb is the survival map. Once you get the Sentinel artifact, Samantha Maxis doesn't know everything, and nobody knows what you need to do with the Sentinel artifact. So, you go to Citadel des Morts to talk to Kraft, because you find out that Richtofen's been interrogating Kraft to figure out what to do with the Sentinel artifact. So you go to Citadel des Morts to talk to Kraft to figure out how to power up the Sentinel artifact. Kraft then tells you about the amulet and prima materia that you need for the Sentinel artifact. So you get the amulet at Citadel des Morts, and then DLC 2, this DLC, should have been Liberty Falls, where you go get the prima materia. And imagine if Liberty Falls, because we're apparently going back there, but we're going to the mansion where Richtofen was, so we're going right next to Liberty Falls. Imagine if Liberty Falls was whatever map they're releasing, plus it as one big mega map. Because Liberty Falls isn't that big of a map. I'm assuming this next map's not going to be that big of a map. Imagine if they just combined them together for DLC 2. I'm a fucking genius. Who have I, a 23-year-old who has no career in story writing or writing in any capacity, just come up with a better story than the people at Treyarch? That story would have been insane. I think we would all be saying a much different story if we went to Terminus, then the Tomb, then Citadel, and then had a big mega Liberty Falls map. But instead, you've made the Tomb filler. If the Tomb was the survival map at launch, I'd be seeing in a much different Tomb right now. This map feels like the survival map that goes along a big map. But we didn't get a big map. Or this feels like the map, like I said, that's connected to Citadel des Morts. But that's not how they marketed it. They marketed it as a full, brand new DLC map. They're like, hey guys, the map's coming out early. Why would you make a ski trip? I feel so fucking bad for the Z House. They had to cancel their ski trip for this fucking shit? Dude, if I'm rough, I'm pissed off right now. That I seriously stopped everything to play this shit. I canceled my plans to play this ass. Like I said, this feels like a survival map. The story, fucking ass. The map, I'm not going to play this map, on God. Maybe a couple of times, like I said, for the Ice Staff. Maybe I'll try to high round with the Ice Staff. But I'm just going to play Liberty Falls. Liberty Falls is a better map in every fucking way. Except it doesn't have the Ice Staff. That's literally it. Every fucking way Liberty Falls is better. Terminus is better. Citadel is better. This is hands down the worst map that we've gotten. I don't see myself playing this map. It doesn't add anything new at all. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to play this map for Death Perception. No, I'm only playing this map for the Ice Staff. That's literally it. And the Ice Staff itself, like I said, I can just go play Origins if I really want the Ice Staff. Or I can just go play Horizon Draw and get the Lightning Bow. There's much better maps that have a staff that does what the Ice Staff does on Black Ops 6. The Tomb sucks. It's ass. Honestly, it's C tier. I mean, because it's not terrible, but it's DLC 2. Like I said, if this was the survival map, I would probably be giving this a B. But it's not. It's DLC 2. So it's a C minus. The Tomb sucks. Treyarch has fumbled the story. They should have done what I did. This map sucks.